Whoa. Hello, and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. I'm a Khosi Football Club, and today we are talking about Musa Kamara to Kaizer Chiefs. It's back again. We're talking about Musa Kamara to Kaizer Chiefs because there's a lot around this thing, and we might just see him coming to Chiefs again because of the things that I will talk about. So, since Vele, you guys probably have heard about Musa Kamara to Kaizer Chiefs, I have a poll here that says, will this make sense for Chiefs? And I want to hear your opinions as well. Do you think Chiefs should continue pursuing Musa Kamara, or it's a bad idea because we have the Black Panther, or we have I don't know, Duba, or whatever, for whatever reason? So I'll leave your comments down below. Secondly, I also what's this thing? I also would like you guys to like the video so that it may reach more people like you. Depending on how many views this video gets, I'm considering not having my live streams on Fridays anymore, because what I've found or what I've seen is the fact that on Fridays, I don't know whether people basuke be enjoying themselves. So yeah, these live streams, depending on how many people watch them, I might end up having them maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because they are too much work for me and they are not giving me as much as I would want. But it's okay in terms of people that are engaging, because yeah, igiphela if inama-views awu-700 but inama-likes awu-20. So that's what I'm saying. Can I see more likes so that I can know what people are enjoying these videos? Otherwise, I will say I'm wasting my time. Now, in the Musa Kamara, it started last season, obviously, when the Chiefs asked him to come to the Chiefs and do AMA trials, right? So he was about to come to Joburg, and then his team blocked his move to the Chiefs and essentially said, nope, you cannot move to the Chiefs. And as far as the agent Musa Kamara was concerned, the contract with the team had ended, yeah? So he had no obligation to stay with them, but the Power Rangers said he's still contracted to them, which was a lie, because at the end of that saga, Vele, he left the Power Rangers because he was no longer their player. So essentially, the Sierra Leone team lied and said Musa Kamara was still signed with them, which was not cool. Now, what happened is that Power Rangers wanted 3.4 million rands from the Chiefs to sign the player. But the Chiefs was going after Musa Kamara, guess what? Because they thought he was a free agent. That's one of the reasons. Also because they needed a striker. This was before Caleb, by the way. So, in saying that, it says that indaba yalo mdlalo got complicated by Power Rangers, but Chiefs were really at the final stages of finalizing it deal. It just didn't materialize because his team, Power Rangers, lied. So that's just the first sad thing about this thing. So Chiefs moves on and they end up signing Caleb, and then Musa Kamara's story ends up not happening. But what happens is that a Libyan team called Al Ittihad signs him last season, July, August, around that time. They sign the player, and then they say, okay, you have a contract with us for the next 2 years. But we know with Libya, there are security and safety concerns. So Musa Kamara says, nope, I cannot go to Libya because I fear for indaba security and stuff like that. So because of that, he stays in Sierra Leone. He says, nope, I am not going to play in Libya. I am scared because it's dangerous there. So essentially from August until December and early January, he's not playing any football. He wasn't playing any football because he said he wasn't going to Libya, and at the same time he had no other team, because officially he was signed with the Libyan team, which he said he wasn't going to play for because of safety concerns. Now, this guy went through a lot, guys, right? He went through a lot to a point, Yoguti, since these things were just like this, they were tight and they were forcing him to be with this Libyan team. He even ended up threatening to commit suicide and kill himself. But he should these Libyan guys don't care because they still didn't end a contract yakhe, despite the fact that he had threatened to kill himself. Now, what ends up happening is that the Libyan team comes up with a compromise, if you will, and they loan him back to his original team, Ipo Rangers, in this thing in Sierra Leone, because he's from Sierra Leone. So what ends up happening in January, he gets loaned back to the team that actually ruined his life, and then he goes back to Ipo Rangers, and then now he's playing for them and he has scored a goal already for them. It was in Feb and it's March now. I haven't checked in recent games how he's performed. But i-contract yakhe with Al Ittihad is ending in June 2024, which means basically even after his contract ends come the end of this year, if his loan period ends with the Poor Rangers, which will be in June, he will still be contracted with Al Ittihad. So now, since Al Ittihad are not going to get him because he's basically said it clear and flat out, he's not going to go to Libya and play, then that means Al Ittihad will be open to selling him. But the question is how much? And knowing the situations at Chiefs, are they going to say to Chiefs, listen, we know you want a striker, we are going to sell him to you for 5 million because he has a year remaining on his contract and is only 22. He's still 22. So he's 22, turning 23 this year probably. So now what's happening is that Al Ittihad, they basically have the advantage yokuthi they are the team that's basically holding the cards, and they can say to the Chiefs, we want 5 million. And we know the moment money is mentioned with the Chiefs, it doesn't usually end well. But the question is, where else can they go to get a strike, right? Because unless they are scouting, which I would be happy if they were scouting, but I doubt they are. So question yami ukuthi since they've already started the work with him, will they resume this? And if they resume it, in what capacity? Can Chiefs actually structure a deal yokuthi let's loan the player from Al Ittihad until the end of next season, and then next season then they just sign him on a free? I don't think the team will allow that because they will see Uti Chiefs is basically ripping them off. But if you think about it from the side of Al Ittihad, they know Uguti, the player is also not going to play for them. He would rather sit home and not do anything for the entire year rather than go to play for Al Ittihad, which basically means it's a lose-lose situation for them. So the best case scenario for them is to probably loan the player back to Power Rangers for the entire year of the remainder contract yakhe, or loan him to another team that wants him, maybe Chiefs for instance. But I just doubt they would do that, knowing Uguti each Chiefs has the potential of paying the money that they want. So that was just a quick rundown and the background of this whole story. Uguti, this guy can come to Chiefs and actually do something because of the fact that from checking him and his physicality and what he can do at grounding, yes, you can see Uguti he's a player who can do something for the Chiefs. The one thing that is a downside that people will bring up and say, no, it's a downside, he won't work for the Chiefs, would be the fact that as much as he was the top goal scorer in the previous season in Sierra Leone, people will say, oh, that's probably a Farmers League, so whatever. And given the fact that right now, or when he was in Sierra Leone, he struggled so much that he even threatened to kill himself. The question is, would Chiefs want to associate themselves with such a player because of the fact that right now Caleb is being put by Chiefs? Right now we have a player like Samgelo Zwane who's sitting on the bench because Nabalandele put him, which is just a disgrace, Nabalandele. And you also have a player like Ungezana was also booed by our own fans. So now you're asking yourself, Uguti, would Chiefs risk signing a player who has who has mental health problems, to a team that might boo him? Like Abalandel, the Chiefs, they can boo the player, and then we don't know what could happen, what could become of him, and the mental stability. Okay, if Kuguti he comes to Chiefs, he doesn't perform in the first 3 games that he plays, because basically Kaizer Chiefs fans will turn against you like after 2 games of Lalil, because Usail had 1 game, and then I think also the other problem is that we overhype players way too soon. Usail came in, played 1 game, and then we're like, oh, this is the solution. He came in the next game, didn't play that great. Oh, bantu sebeyaqala uyiscam ufana noCaleb, blah 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 blah, which just goes to show ukuthi ibhola lase-South Africa likude ukukhula because of the fact that we are too quick to hype players, and it's now a question. There is a genuine concern for players who are signed for Chiefs ukuthi can Chiefs actually risk signing a player who might have a mental breakdown because our fans, because it's a reality of life ukuthi if you come to Chiefs you must be prepared here ukuthi you will get abuse. Get your comments below, guys. What do you think about a move Kamara to Chiefs? Do you think they should just wait it out until next season? Maybe give him this season to grow again? Because I think one of the advantages of signing a player like him, playing in Sierra Leone, we know Guti, from that side of the continent, you get physical players, and if we get second position or third position, and we're playing in Africa in any capacity at this point, okay, let me finish my thoughts, and we're playing in Africa, whether we CAF or a Confederations Cup or Champions League, you're going to need players who are going to be physical. Yes, you're going to need equality, but you're also just going to need physical players who can deal with these North African or West African teams that we will come against. So it's a thing that you need to revisit. And Vele, the fact that Chiefs did or got so close to signing him, it tells you Guti they did identify something in him that they liked, but then it didn't happen. Because ukhumbula ukuthi uCaleb would probably not have signed for Chiefs if the Musa Kamara thing materialized, because everything had been booked for him to come to Chiefs and do AMA trials, and Chiefs were interested in signing him. Everything was just going well, but then these things that happened, and the player ended up not coming to Chiefs. So that is where I'm saying we have a problem, Yoguti. This could be a good player for Chiefs. Blade is saying, as he does all the time, Khuputso says, Olampilo Nation, awe. Amanda says, Fiston Maele seems like a better fit than this guy. But when Amanda, the thing with Fiston Maele is, I think Vele for sure, Fiston Maele is a better player than Musa Kamara. Even in terms of experience, he would probably give you more, because he's already playing at that level. He's playing for Yanga, for those of you who don't know. Fiston Maele is playing for Yanga and he's scoring goals, hat-tricks and goals and stuff like that. But the thing with Fiston Maele, the problem that is there, he extended his contract with the Yanga, and the contract here ends 2024. So that basically means we have the same situation with him. Now, I think if you buy Musa Kamara, he's going to come cheaper than Fiston Maele. And Fiston Maele, you can get him for free next season. Or Chiefs can just go for broke and sign Fiston Maele this season, which I doubt they will do. So, at this point, I am even looking at realistic moves. Which one is more realistic? Is it in Dabaga Fiston Maele, or is it in Dabaga Musa Kamara? Okay, right. Next one is Umandla says, didn't this Kamara guy have a mental issues to a point of trying to commit suicide? Yes. It's what I just explained to Uti. The issue with the Libyan side and his team, mental issues arose. And apparently, when I was reading that article, it said something as if this is not even like the first time such has happened. I just want I want to check something. I want to check something here. I will read that part of the article that I missed. Okay. So don't allow. I'm at ads. So the player then suffered a mental health scare after reports of making threats to take his own life following previous instances in Norway and Sweden. See now that doesn't sound like it's a thing that started here at because of the Libyan side. Sounds like something that has happened before, which is a worrying factor. That is why I'm saying it would be a tricky environment to bring him to Chiefs if Kuguti it happened when he was in Norway and when he was in Sweden. I would just need them to explain even more because indaba yokuthi this was not a first time occurrence, then it might become a very big problem if it then happens again with Chiefs, because Kaizer Chiefs fans are ruthless. They would still abuse you even if they know Guti you have a mental health problem. Usandile is saying Kaizer Chiefs for life. Awekos Utheo is saying olampilo mfethu hope alright ba for Uma mina bafundithi siyamdinga uKamara more than anything, and don't even mention that or asimdingi because of black what there is no black, that he is just ayawumfuna uKaleb Theo akamfuna uKaleb Theo, he's finished. Ukhuputso is saying we could do with him. We do have depth going forward, but not quality. Ooh, that's so good. That is this is underrated. That's a very underrated comment as well. Chiefs has depth but not quality. Hope Chiefs can break the bank and get him. Mina, if we're breaking the bank vele on strikers, I think I would break a bank on Fiston Maele, not this guy. Because I'm just worried about the mental health issue yakhe. Worries me given how we treat players who are underperforming, and that's just my fear. However, you break the bank for Mayele, who's playing for Yanga, just like we broke the bank for Okambule, who was playing for Yanga, and then they come to Chiefs and they underperform. These things happen. Utheo is saying it was because they were blocking him to going to Chiefs. That's the reason he wanted to commit suicide. Guys, by the way, please do like the video. Yeah, he was basically trying to. But when I think my thing is that in the article, it also talks about previous instances in Sweden and Norway. So it sounds like it's something that he wasn't doing for the first time. So it's like, yeah, it's scared because it's scary to think Uguti a player can do that. Unati is saying they can take the Black Panther and give us Kamara. Shy swap deal straight. Because I don't think Caleb would be scared to go play in Libya. I will say, hey, we have a striker for you. Take him and then give us the other one. The problem is that we don't know how much money he would be earning actually the other way around, because Chiefs, I think they paid quite better salaries than most teams. It might be good they are cheap when they have to buy players, but the players that we buy usually get more money than the players that are grown with Chiefs, which is just another dynamic that can be talked about on another day. Anyway, Usbuzi says, oh no. Ukhuputu says Chiefs fans are ruthless. We don't get anything from bringing down our own players. Yazi indaba people yazi and mina vele guys yazi Twitter is the worst platform. Like it's like all the bad people are there. I'm sorry. That platform no. It's not good for my health, shame. And I'm this close. I'm considering not using Twitter because Twitter is just, they are ruthless, and you see the people that are there, they are the ones who are going to boo a player in a stadium and not feel anything. And they don't care. They can justify it and say if you're not playing up to the standards, you need to be booed. How? You can't say that. It's a human being. It's an actual human being who has feelings, right? It's just something else. Usbu says, what if he's another Caleb? Hey, Mina, we with all due respect to Caleb, I don't think there's any player that we can bring at this point who can do worse than him. Yo, that just made this room quiet. I'm alone, but it just made it quiet. I don't feel like there's any striker at this point who can, because if any other striker can know how to make the right movements, they will feast at Chiefs. I've been saying this, Ugut. If you know how to make the right movements, you would feast with Chiefs. Ngisho kuthiwa finishing yakho is pap, but if you know how to make the right movements, that would be the first plus for any striker who joins the Chiefs. And that's what Umtaka Pimenyimana is struggling with. So maybe if we can fix that, then he could be a different striker. But we're not talking about Caleb. We're talking about other things. Uspecially says, I think Chiefs should go for it because we do need competition for Caleb, and it seems like a decent striker. My only concern would be his state of mental health. The other one would be a big one, and I would be curious to know, Uguti, does Chiefs consider that when signing players? Uguti, is this player good enough? Can they handle our fans? Correct, because there are players for different teams. There are players who can reach a certain level, like in terms of playing and handling the pressure, and there are players who just never crack under pressure. Because we look at a team like Real Madrid, people were laughing at Chiefs for Liverpool for being knocked out by Madrid, and then they got Madrid themselves. I'm talking about Chelsea. There are players with Chelsea, for instance. Take Uris James. Uris James is very young, but mentality you can tell that boy has mentality ngampela kwenye level. See Madrid. With Madrid, we have Vinicius Jr., who's come on to a team that has just Modric, Kroos, it had Casemiro, but even after Casemiro are gone, there are players like Nacho who are not the best players in the world, but there are players who are playing in a team that's the best in the world. I hate saying that, but Madrid is the best team in the world. But they do that, and because the mentality yabo is at that level, they are able to overcome anything, which I feel like is a problem also with the Chiefs. So it's easy for a Vinicius to come with his talent to a team that has good mentality and has strong mentality to thrive, right? But if you take that Vinicius and take him to a team that is struggling mental-wise, then Guayana is going to struggle. So what am I saying? I'm saying with Kamara, it would be different for him if our team was even showing signs of which they are mentally strong. But if you can't win games on the manager's birthday, if you can't win games against Arrows while you have a lead, then it challenges in the mentality as a team where you at. By the way, guys, please become members of this channel by clicking on the link on the comment section. It's only 20 rands per month, and if you become a member, you get early access to our e-content. You get my loyalty badges next to your name when you comment, and you also get priority reply to your comments kuma video. So please do that. It's only 20 rands per month. It also helps me to get more stuff for this channel. So thank you so much for those who have joined the membership. Umandla saying, personally, I don't want a weak player mentally. Chiefs humbled Caleb, who's technically our top goal scorer, bruh. It's funny because initially when he scored those goals, even the hat tricks on goal, hat trick from penalties, were happy. Like I won't lie and make it as if I wasn't happy. Like for him, that shows good mental health. Strength. But and then you watch other games, you're like, Ash, we're too quick to hype him. And I will be quick to admit to it, I'm one of those people who was too quick to hype Caleb, because it was those goals that he scored when he came in, because we're desperate for someone to come and score some goals. And when he came in and scored those goals, we're like, oh, he has come to save us. But then it tanked, because as the time went by, it's not like he's even scoring headers. He scored penalties and everything else that's not a pen, he seems to miss. But I will be hopeful again ukuthi it gets better. That's what I'm always going to say when I'm talking about Caleb. Sprinkling some positivity just there. Dominic says, Olampilo and Khosi Nation. I'm sure if Kaizer Chiefs could table a good offer singamthola, why vele bengathi no? Bengathi no, cause vele he might end up walking away as a free agent after the end of his contract. But bona, what they know, not Dominic, is that, well, asiqale Chiefs tabling offers, not gonna happen. And they went after the player because he was a free agent. So the being a free agent is already out of the door. He's contracted to a team for an entire year, so that's a tricky deal for them. And we know Chiefs does not do tricky; they do something that's straightforward. So then we have that problem. You could say, since it's not a straightforward deal, they're not gonna sign him. As for the other team, why do they not just release him? They've signed him. He's their player, and you don't want to set a precedent, Yoguti. If a player doesn't just wants to breach a contract with you, they can do it, because then the next player will do it, and then anyone can just do that to Al Ittihad. So teams have to set standards, Yoguti. You can't just do this and get away with it. We saw with the United basically firing Cristiano Ronaldo, which you can't just go and criticize the team. Doesn't matter who you are. We'll show you the door. So teams have to set certain standards, so they can't just let him go. That is why they've even done this thing for PR to send him to Ipo Rangers for a loan, because it's not a loan, it's basically a cover-up. Yoguti, a player is refusing to come and play for your team. So now they're making a cover-up. Yoguti, no, he's on loan, which he's actually not, because he's probably not going to play in Libya in any case. So it's a tricky thing. Manda says rather start Duba than these breakdowns waiting to happen. Kuyafana nje, even uDuba, I mean, ngathi even khona la ku channel, you will see people vele they are questioning uDuba a lot already, and the boy hasn't even had a full 90 minutes yet we're already questioning uDuba. What chance does he have? Because I can tell you now, on average, the people who watch this channel are lenient in a way. Most of the people who watch this channel are lenient, and they can be pushed, obviously, to being angry and booing of players. But I don't think people who watch this channel are the type that boos players. But if people on this channel can question YouTube, which is not wrong, you can question a player. But if people on this channel can question YouTube, imagine those bad ones, the bad type, the extreme type that boos players where they are in their journey to booing YouTube. I mean, they booed Usamkelo Zwane for having 45 minutes or better or what. And it's not like Wangenama Kola was 7 because of that. It was just one goal. And he was not the only player who was responsible for that. Yet Babim Puisha. So it's a difficult thing. If things don't work for him, sometimes we are confused why I'm like a full 90 minutes for him. But then again, you look at these things and you're like, hey, Bazum Puisha, and then the boy will be broken forever. So there's just a difficult situation. Ukhupoto says Caleb just thought, oh wait, let me do this. Ukhupoto says, wait, Caleb just brought it to himself though. He just doesn't move right. But I feel like the thing is that Ugumpuisha still doesn't get you anything, right? It still doesn't, because it just makes him a worse player, and we know Gutuzwan is going to back the player and play him again and again and again. So I think it's it's a tricky situation because I mean I'm not happy with the movement ka Caleb. You know this. You've been watching this channel. You know I get frustrated, but I don't know with how booing him ends up helping you, right? It's a thing. It's a thing. Umandla saying here you get killed if you suck, or if fame gets to your head. Chiefs fame will make you feel like Miss. And Vele, same time, Uplay is saying our problem is that even if you don't perform well at Chiefs, you still be in the first lineup. That is the problem, Vel. Uguti, like we've been saying, with their players who don't deserve to be playing right now, but they are playing, and in a way, the coach is also sabotaging players. So even these players who come in, Guatina Gota, we should admit, as much as coach plays players who are underperforming, but there is also the fact that we hype the players too much, and then when they don't perform, then we boo them. And they were just still adapting. Kunalento ebizwa ngani nge-new manager bounce. When the new coach comes in and they coach a team, then a team starts performing well. Sometimes it happens as well. If you are starting to play for a team, you can what's this thing? You can come in, start scoring a few goals, and then just disappear. And that's what happened with Caleb. But it's a beginner's luck. You are new, and then you are lucky, you score goals, and then reality catches up with you, and then you're finished. That's it. Ukhupoto says if Chiefs cheered on our players, even if they weren't doing well, they would feed from that and perform better. But no, would rather boo them, and that has to play a part in the fact that they just keep on declining. It does, because people, we say this thing, ne? We say this thing, yoguti, Udoli gets 1.4 million. That doesn't mean mental health, okay? Or when he hears someone booing him, he doesn't get affected. He's a human being. Like, if you boo your own player, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much they earn. It doesn't matter. They are a human being. If money solved all the problems, then we have a lot of good people who have money, who have killed themselves, which tells you that imali does not solve all the things. I watch these teams in England, like Liverpool lost against Real Madrid 5-2. People stayed until the end. You are losing at home to Real Madrid. I know they are the greatest team in football, but still the fans stayed until the end. Liverpool went to Bernabeu. 1,800 fans went and filled the seats in Bernabeu, the away seats. Liverpool lost 1-0. The fans stayed until the end, and they were cheering the club. They bring a new definition to the word supporter. Kanti thina abanye bethu are just fans, so we don't know how to support. We know how to be fans, and that is why Vele always want the team to win. And even if it doesn't make sense how the team is supposed to win, we just want the team to win, right? Which is understandable. You want your team to win, right? It makes sense. But sometimes you put things into context and you see what, okay, it actually doesn't work. The management hasn't given enough, or this or that happened. No, Tina, we are going to boo an 18-year-old. Problem. That is why now we're talking about good Musa Kamara would not fit the Chiefs, because he would probably get booed, and then he would suffer, and then he would kill himself like at the village, and then they will call us Suicide FC because Ibanta is there. Ublade saying, guys, we can't cheer someone who's not trying to do better. No, you can't. But you can also boo. Ublade is also saying booing is childish in my point of view. Yeah, you can't cheer them, obviously, but booing them is worse. Rather keep quiet and be sad. Utemba is saying, Khosi for life has been hectic this day, but I'm still here. I mean, I have a positive feeling in Chiefs. Something is coming, cause I'm there with you, and I believe good something can happen. It's just that pressure gets to Zwane, and because that pressure gets to Zwane, he might end up doing isn't or that are not necessary, and then the whole thing collapses, and then at the end of the day, people will be saying, oh, we're right. but you actually killed someone who had the potential. Lokhu ngishilo mina ngithi bukani Arteta. Bantu babethi Arteta out. He's probably gonna win the Premier League now. Babu Arteta out. Ukhopoto says, yeah, let's not boo the team either. So coming to the poll, 82% says yes, this would make sense, and 17% says no, it won't make sense. So for the first time we have a poll that has overwhelming yes. So that's it, guys. I will see you. I want to experiment with something else. I will do it tomorrow. Usually I go live an hour before the game starts. So tomorrow I will go live an hour and a half before the game starts. That doesn't mean you have to watch, you have to join me and watch for the entire 1 hour and a half. But I will start an hour and a half before the game starts, just for vibes and see what happens. So the game starts at 8, right? So I will be live 11:30. Oh, it game at 1 a.m. at 8. Sorry, I'm confusing times. I'm using Indonesian time. So Indonesian time, the game starts at 1, which means, wait, let me just confirm. It's 1. It is 1. I will confirm though. Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs, yeah, came in 1. So that means I will be live at 11:30. South African time, that means I will be live at 6:30. Yeah, 6:30. From 6:30 p.m. until 8 for the pre-match. So the 30 minutes before that, it will just be vibes. I don't know. So Kulmangan. And then the hour leading to the match, then we'll be reacting to the starting 11. So for those of you who will be available then, you'll also see the notification. So thank you for those people who have liked. I think by now, let's see, we'll probably celebrate this live. Okay, let me just do it. Screen capture. Is my mic there? Yes, it is. I want to do something. I want to check something over here. Window capture. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for, however, is, just give me a second here. What I'm looking for here is this. Let's see if we come this side. Wait, not here. It's not showing me what I wanted to see. I wanted to go on YouTube and check something. I want to check something because we might have to celebrate something together with everyone that I think probably has happened. Just give me a second. I'll back. My own channel shows when I'm trying to search stuff on YouTube. Okay, let's see. Go to YouTube. What are they saying about my channel? Have you made it yet? Oh, come on. It's so slow. It's so slow that it's annoying. Let's go check my channel, guys. Yay! We've done it. We have done it. We've reached 7,000 subscribers. That's what I wanted to check, actually. Ugut, have we reached this number? So that's good. That's good, right? So thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. It's a big deal. 7,000. I hated 6,000 subscribers because I just don't like the number 6. Ukholwa too much. Kungenza ngabathando 6. Yes, I have exactly 7,000 subscribers. So shout out to you guys. We want to grow this channel. For those of you who have somehow not subscribed to the channel, please do. This is the number, 7,000 subscribers, exactly on the dot. 7,000 subscribers. It would be fun if someone unsubscribed right now. So that's the number. That's the beginning. Yes, look at that. One more person just subscribed while we are doing this. So yeah, guys, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thank you, everyone. I was supposed to actually keep it live, this thing, and keep it at the corner somewhere. But yeah, this is where we're at, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching these videos. We are here, we are within, we are moving. Share the channel, make sure that other people can see as well what is going on here at Khosi Nation Fan TV. Yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, and until next time, remember, Khosi alphela umoya.